Father John and our staff welcome you to the third week of Advent. This is a wonderful week of celebrating the joy of Advent because we light the third candle, which is a pink candle, in memory of the joy that Mary had in giving birth to the Son of God. I'm Sister Peg, the Pastoral Care Minister here at Immaculate Conception Parish, and I and 14 other volunteers are part of a pastoral care team that calls about 65 people every week, listens to these folks who are homebound, and shares their joys with them, and then wrap that in prayer. One of the greatest joys of all these homebound folks is many of them are grandparents, and we hear a lot of joys and a lot of stories about grandkids. There is no greater joy than a new grandbaby about to be born. And that's what Mary's doing here in this third week of Advent. Wonderful celebration of her being pregnant with the Son of God. I ask you now to close your eyes and imagine yourself with Mary. Or focus in on the Christmas crib, the Christmas crèche that we have here, as Sister Marilyn shares with us this beautiful song that Mary sang in her heart for her being giving birth to the Son of God.
My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he has looked upon his lowly servant. From this day all generations will call me blessed. The Almighty has done great things for me, and holy is his name. He has mercy on those who fear him in every generation. He has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has sent away empty. He has come to the help of his servant Israel, for he has remembered his promise of mercy.
What a beautiful, beautiful song Mary sang. One of my favorite experiences during Advent is reading Meister Eckhart's readings on Mary. He has one where he teaches us how to share Mary's joy in our own lives. Listen as Meister Eckhart shares with us this year. He says, "What good is it to me if this eternal birth gives of the divine Son takes place unceasingly, but is never born into my life? And what good is it to me if Mary is full of grace, and I am not also full of grace? And what good is it to me for the Creator of the Son of God if I do not also give birth to Jesus in my time, in my culture? This then is the fullness of time when the Son of God is born in us." So how do we give birth to the Son of God in our life and in our times, our crazy times? They certainly are. They're upside down times. Right now with the virus, economic upheaval, racial disparity, there are so many people that are isolated because of all of this. It's our job. How can we renew? How can we revive and restore people who are isolated, especially our elders? I invite you now to listen to God inside you. Who would be one elder, one person that you know that's isolated at this time, that you could make an Advent Christmas call to? Who is that one person? Close your eyes and think of a name of somebody that you can do that to. Got the person? Here we go. I want to share with you some tips. I look for anything that can help me with making these phone calls and really be able to give my heart. One of the resources I discovered recently was of David Brooks, who writes for the New York Times about how to make good conversations. You might use one or two of these tips. I'm going to give you 6, so choose one at least. Before you make the call, experience what is that person's life like. Get in touch with that. Even breathe with them. Just breathe. Secondly, when you make the call, approach the person with awe. Expect to be delighted, even if you're hearing the same story over and over and over again. Every person is a miracle, and they have something to teach us. Third, use elevated questions like, what's your positive experience of God during these COVID times? Ask them that. Or who are the people that are helping you out at this time, that love you to life? Fourth, ask open-ended questions like, how did you manage when things got canceled or you were not able to see folks that you love so dearly during the COVID times? And how have you made contact with your loved ones, your family members? And while you're listening to them tell and author their own stories, realize that you're the magnet listening to them, pulling this joy out of them. Fifth, try not to interrupt them when the pause happens. I'm guilty of that a lot because I have a hard time just quieting down when that moment of pause happens. And sixth, this is a beautiful one. Use the midwife model, as David Brooks says. He says, listen as they bring their own thoughts to birth, their own ideas of how God is helping them come to birth. Most important tip of all, you don't have to remember all six by any means, just love them to life. Enjoy and celebrate the joy that's in their life. Draw that out like a magnet. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving birth to the Son of God in our own community of Immaculate Conception. I wanted to, along with Father and all of our staff members, thank you for your prayers, your support, your contributions that make it possible for Father John and our staff to reach out to the elders, along with volunteers, reaching out to the elders and people in need here in the community. We sure do miss you. Oh my gosh, I can't wait until we can hug each other back to life. After COVID days, these days can't pass fast enough. And last but certainly not least, we, Father John and our staff, want to wish you and ask blessings to you as you come to know the fullness of time as the Son of God is begotten in you and your families.